Hi everybody, it is October 24th, Sunday, and I'm going to try to give you my take on kind of what's been going on lately here, and then let you guys sort of do a lot of research. I mean, that's what I've been doing as well, just doing a lot of research and try to pick up as much information as I can from a lot of different, sources, like a lot of different websites and things like that. um, but the way things are looking right now, it looks like the world is kind of falling apart. Well, it's kind of done on purpose, and it's to wake up the people that are still kind of asleep and not realizing what's been kind of going on behind the scenes. And there's still so many of them out there because they think that this is a real pandemic going on, and they think that's what we're up against, and we're all going to pull together as a team and so we can get our lives back to normal. But what they don't realize is this is some huge changes that are going on, and that's really a minor story, and it's basically a really hyped up flu season. And if you do any research, you realize that's kind of what's kind of going on. It was supposed to be a lot worse. I do know that too, but because of the help we're getting, it's been basically downgraded to just a seasonal sickness. Um, but besides that, what's really going on is Operation uh, Earth Liberation. Is basically what it is. It's basically taking down this control system that we've been living under for, well, first of all, thousands of years, let alone in our lifetime. And so just so you kind of understand what's going on is we've we've been, not we, but it's the people are working towards this freedom of what's been going on, breaking free of the financial binds, the slavery system where we've been living under, all that. the, I think one of the problems is people get comfortable. Even if you're living in a prison cell, you're gonna just make sure that you got your favorite pictures up, and you order special pillows to sleep on. Whatever, and you just decorate it and paint your cell the way the colors you like it, type of thing. And especially if you're raised in captivity, and you didn't think there was anything better, you just want to make your life as happy as possible. That's kind of what we've all been doing. Even me, since I've come here, basically. We're all just trying to make a happy life out of whatever circumstances we're in. And to be honest, it's kind of a noble thing to do, and it's really kind of a classic human behavior. We always try to make the best of what we've got and things like that. Ultimately, um, then using that same prison example is then you realize, well, actually, you can get some sort of favors if you do what the guards want you to do, or if you basically tell on the other inmates, you can get some extra privileges. That type of thing has been going on in this system, but we're getting out of it. And the best way to do it was, I mean, I'm talking about the people that were behind all this and planning this out. They realized that probably the best way to do it is to do it kind of slowly, um, instead of just a sudden, just quick move. And also, they realized that there's a lot of people still uh, being, let me put it this way, treated badly, in deep prisons, things like that. I'm trying to skirt around saying exactly what it is, but so as far as this liberation operation is going, we're at the stage now that there's been a lot more arrests. Like October's been really quite big. There's a lot of military action around where I am. I live in Las Vegas, and yeah, just seeing and hearing, military choppers and things like that. There's a lot going on, and I've also kind of found out, sort of watching what's going on around the world too. There's a lot of military operations going down, and And because this is kind of a silent war, what's going on is behind the scenes, or kind of in a subtle ways, there's a roundup of all these bad characters, I'll put it that way. And so they've let it play out as long as they could to try to show us the dire situation that we're in. And we shouldn't, you know, uh, I'm trying to find a hard way to explain this, but the fact that they were willing to give into their demands um, is making it worse for everybody. And everybody's like, well, let's negotiate with the king and our prison guards. Let's tell them, we'll behave better and we'll do what they say, and then that's a way of smoothing things out. But what it is when you give in to them, instead of breaking down the system and ask for making a prison break, all you're doing is you're prolonging this, because it's you're giving into them again, and that's kind of what we're trying to break away from. We're trying to get our freedom and our sovereignty back, and the people that are going along with this and accepting their terms is just kind of dragging it out. We were hoping that they could jump on board too and go, yeah, let's do this prison break together, and so we gave them a longer chance at doing that. Is what I'm saying. It's like we're kind of stretching the story out, and that we also realize that human beings have this nature of, we don't really want change unless we have to. We don't want to, let's say you're living in in a flood zone or something. You don't want to move your house or build another house and move out of there until your house gets flooded and destroyed. Then you'll go, okay, now I'll move my house. I'll build a house on a higher ground, and I'll move away. That's the kind of that's what it takes for most of us. We don't want to move, or we don't want change unless we absolutely have to. That's kind of one of the downfalls. Like, because you could give a lot of people a heads up saying, there's a flood coming, you should move your house, you should get out of there. You could tell them that until absolutely last minute, and then they'll go, okay, now I'll finally get out of that area. I mean, that's just kind of the way we are. I mean, I understand it too, because I don't want it to move some stuff, and I don't want to change it. I don't want to, you get really comfortable with your life. So I understand kind of what's going on, but obviously we realized we've been pushing it and pushing and pushing it, and letting the, let's say, the bad guys play out their storyline without actually doing real collateral damage behind the scenes. So that has been very, very tricky as far as this operation is concerned. We've let them play out what they kind of had planned as more of a show. So what people don't realize, the good thing about this is we're letting them play out their hand, but behind the scenes, we're making arrests and we're stopping it. We're stopping whatever they have planned to do. But yet publicly, we're showing it that's kind of what it's doing, because it's the public, like the average person out there, that needs to be shook awake. Just like, hello, these guys are really controlling us, and they're making us do terrible things to each other and fight each other, and they had plans to really hurt us and things like that. We kind of have to realize that we had to show these sleepy people what was going on, in order to wake them up, for them to move, to make a movement, to say enough is enough. That's ultimately what we're shooting for. We're trying to get people to get on board with this liberation movement. So, okay, going back to what's going on is, so whether people realize it or not, behind the scenes, there's been a lot of arrests going on lately, and they're kind of wrapping this story up to a certain extent. There's still a lot of cleanup operations going on, and then we have to go through a lot of changes. But again, we're going to get a lot of help with that. So, like, when we changed from the old monetary system, which is really a debt slavery system, when we move forward to the new, more clean money, I guess, or clean financial system, We got to clean that system out. It can't be used for nefarious reasons anymore. So anyway, as far as the update is concerned, what I how I see things playing out, and again, there's no timelines necessarily on this, but there's going to be a lot more arrests behind the scenes, and then one of the biggest things that we still have to break down is the media, because people still believe too much in that. Even though we have exposed them as liars, people go, okay, well, maybe they're wrong a couple times or whatever, but there's still probably, there's still mostly truth or something. They don't realize how much lying the media does and how controlled we are. It's not even necessarily the fact that they lie a lot about stories. It's more like they keep information from us. That's one of the worst things that they do, is what's really going on, they don't report on it at all. So it makes it difficult for us that are trying to not only seek the truth, but also try to expose the truth. Because your average public out there are going, well, I don't see any arrests. I don't see, people being from underground bases and stuff and being hurt, and they don't, they say there's no evidence of what you're saying. So that's going to come to an end. That will be a bit shocking to people, but when the media gets taken down and the truth of what's been really going on gets out there into the mainstream psyche, it's going to be kind of shocking. And that's kind of where I see that we're heading right now, is we're heading towards exposing them and tearing down the media when all this kind of behind the scenes roundup gets finished. And so that's kind of where I see that we're at right now. I just want this to end. As you know, all truthers we want to expose all the stuff that we've been finding out over. Some people have been digging deep into this, this corruption system that we have on Earth for over 20 years. Well, some people probably their whole lives, for all I know. Me, I'm just kind of new at it. I mean, for me, I kind of woke up around the year 2000. So for me, I've been slowly going down that rabbit hole for about 21 years myself, just slowly figuring things out. But the problem was all the nefarious things that the bad guys are doing is they're hiding it as best they can, and that's why everybody's, well, show me the money, show me the evidence all the time. Well, how do you show people evidence that's being suppressed? And it's really difficult. There's videos, for instance, that I've watched even up to 10 years ago. You can't find them anymore. They've taken them down. There's just people that are trying to expose this. Not only that, but there's a lot of people that, whistleblowers in particular, that really laid their neck on the line, and they were taken out because they spoke the truth. So not only have their videos been taken down and things like that, but so it's been a long, difficult road to figure this big problem we have out, and then find out that we do have allies out there that are actually helping and working behind the scenes. So that's kind of the stage we're at right now. Is this should be, I keep saying wrapped up, but this should be coming to a bit of a conclusion, probably by November, early November, by the end of this month anyway, that you're going to see a lot more evidence of what's been going on behind the scenes. It's getting slowly exposed, but it's going to start ramping up. That's kind of how I see things play out here. So again, just hanging in there. It's, obviously we're committed. People that are woke up are committed to the very end. It's like, okay, we gotta expose this to absolutely everybody on planet Earth, and we have to get out of this situation. I mean, luckily for me, I get downloads and from my guides and stuff like that, and I know where we're heading into. So it's it's a very positive future. But it's just getting over this, breaking free from this control system is really difficult, and they're hanging on to the very, very bitter end. So, but like I said, just don't worry too much about it. As far as the bigger picture is concerned, we basically, we've got this, if you know what I mean. So we're okay, but we just got to keep pushing forward. Anyway, that's my short little update for Sunday. As we go forward next week, I hope there's going to be more things exposed, just like everybody else. I'm just hoping this thing just, hits the front page news as soon as possible. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.